Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of the Enemy Within campaign for DCS World in the A-10C2. So this time we have a fairly straightforward mission assigned to us, that we are to drop a £2,000 bomb on a CLA munitions depot. We don't have a lot of ammunition in this one, other than the £2,000 laser-guided bomb. We've got two £500 laser-guided bombs. We've got a single Maverick, the AGM-65D, so the infrared Maverick. And for some reason we also have a pod of the white phosphorus rockets, which are just really smoke rounds in this. So it would be fine if all we're going to do is drop a single bomb and RCB, but as I'm sure we all know, no battle plan survives first contact with the enemy, so let's jump to that first contact.
431 Overlord, continue. Cleared hot on Lima, proceed to spread. Report in when attack is complete.
And 431 copies, we're cleared hot on Lima. We will contact you when we are off target.
So here we are lining up our shot, and I just aim for the middle of the base with a £2,000 laser guided bomb. A couple of guys who you might just be able to see on the display hanging out in the dead center of the base, and they're about to have a very bad time. I drop the bomb, just wait around a bit to make sure that the laser starts firing. And I flip over to the external view here, just to see the bomb hit straight on its target. Load of damage immediately, but this was a munition stockpile, and so instead of letting two drop his bomb and just wait around a bit, because we're told that we should expect secondaries, and there's the secondary explosion starting to go off. And that's enough to take out the entirety of the base.
And Overlord Ford 3-1. Be advised, attack run's complete. Objective Lima destroyed.
431 Overlord, roger. I have a new tasking for you. Stand by. We have reports about possible enemy activity in Oak Village, grid 38 Tango, Lima Mike, 352 908. Proceed to given coordinates and report in.
So we head in that direction, but before we can actually reach the target, we get another call.
Overlord to all players, high priority tasking. 431 Overlord, we have reports that Georgian Army Base is hostage under heavy enemy attack. Proceed to grid 38 Tango. Lima Mike 131814 and stand by for further orders.
That's one of the largest bases in the country. But heads up, towering explosions and heavy smoke in the AO.
Yeah, leads tally. Stand by 1. And Overlord Ford 3-1. Be advised, we are tally on explosions and smoke on and around the base. Requesting words.
431 Overlord, we are waiting for more intel. Anchor at the given coordinates and stand by.
Tally tracers, there's a heavy fight going on.
431 Overlord, update. The base has been attacked from the inside.
Yeah, leads tally. Stand by 1.
Number of vehicles and tanks that are trying to leave the perimeter.
And 431 copies, enemy personnel operating friendly vehicles. How are we going to deconflict blue on blue?
Government forces have been told to hold position. You are cleared hot on all vehicles within the base. Do not engage those that are within the perimeter. How copy?
And 431 copies. Only vehicles that are moving and leaving the perimeter are valid targets. Is that a good readback?
431 over.
Alright, let's just hang tight until they actually leave the base.
Heads up, a number of vehicles are leaving the... Hey, tally one gaskin outside the base.
Okay, copy. Go ahead and take it out, but be careful.
Engage air defenses.
So order 2 to take out of the gaskin,
Gaskin's destroyed.
but before he can actually do anything, the gaskin gets destroyed by the ground forces. So the rest of us go in. Now that the heavy SAMs are out, I feel a bit more comfortable going below the cloud layer. I decided to pick on this particular tank here, nicely in the open, going down the main street. Put myself into a shallow dive because I want to be able to maintain the laser pointer on him. I won't be able to do that if I'm above the cloud. And so here we go. Release one of the 500-pound bombs.
Pull up, pull up.
2 engages some other anti-air that he can see with his 1 Maverick. Actually, the lasing commences straight away. I've got this set up to auto lase 20 seconds from impact. Maintaining really nice sight here. Problem is, as the bomb comes down, it just doesn't get a direct hit. Almost perfect, but not quite. Lags a little bit behind. I'm not sure if it just ran out of energy because the tank did a very steep maneuver there.
Engage targets of opportunity. Looks like the stolen vehicles are trying to make it to the forests in the north.
Copy. Stand by, let me call Overlord. And Overlord, Ford 3-1. Be advised, most of the stolen vehicles are moving north or northeast away from the base. They're trying to find cover in the forest there. Advise.
Ford 3-1, Overlord. Roger. Try to destroy as many as you can.
So I decide, since I'm really low on munitions, and that tank is very heavily damaged, I'm just going to go in with guns here.
Moving towards the city center.
And Overlord, Ford 3-1. Be advised, we are visual on a tank that's moving toward the center of the town. How copy?
Ford 3-1, Overlord. This is a priority target. You are cleared hot.
And 431 copies, cleared hot.
Pull up, pull up.
Take it out there with 3 bursts. I keep my nose down here because I think I see other targets, but they're just some of my rounds that bounced off the ground hitting the dirt. So I come around on this tank that's going into the town and have real difficulties here with my Maverick. Partly because I'm getting the controls mixed up between ground stabilize and lock. I've got them inverted compared to the A-10A. I need to change that on the A-10A. And so I mess up this first pass. By the time the cursor's anywhere near the tank, I've already shot on by. Here I'm coming at it from side angle, and again I have real difficulty here. And part of the problem is I can't get a decent TGP lock that is steady enough to use to target the Maverick, just the way I normally do it on the A-10C. But with all the buildings here, I kept losing sight. TGP would lose sight and lose its track, and so by the time I brought the nose around, I'd have to start all over again. It's got a better angle here coming along the road from behind the tank. Initially lock onto a lamppost there, that's not going to help much. But thankfully, 2 does get a direct hit with one of his bombs.
And Overlord, Ford 3-1, be advised, 2 of the 4 tanks have been destroyed.
So we go in on the original group that broke to the other side. See, one of them here. I'm not doing a particularly good job here at using my guns.
Altitude, altitude.
Mostly I'm not too used to firing at moving tanks, and tanks do require quite a few shots. I am dropping flares and things, not so much because of the tank guns, but I'm a bit wary that there might be a man pad around still. 2 does drop one of his bombs, and it looks like it hits pretty well on that target. And I do see in the after action report that he has hit something. Here we go, and he drops on the tank, but at this point the tanks are well in the middle of the forest. I am really struggling to see them. 2 goes in with his rockets, but unfortunately these are white phosphorus rockets, which are just smoke rounds. 3 nicely covers the tank in smoke, but that doesn't really help us at all.
3-1, Overlord. 4 Georgian helicopters are on the way to the AO and will release DOT 4 miles.
So I see 1 tank briefly breaking cover, and head in on it here. And getting good tracking until 2 seconds from impact, and it passes under a tree. You can maybe just see there the explosion. As the laser hit the tree, the bomb swerved towards the tree instead of tracking the tank. Then hiding in the forest, really good place to be if you're a tank.
Pull up, pull up.
At least a tank avoiding A-10s. So I'll try to go in on guns and the vague location, but really don't have the accuracy. So I go around again, I do see this truck making a break for it. It's got the wrong gun site selected, this is the prefixed one, but I was able to just adapt as the shots were going in, took out that truck. So here I try and get a Maverick shot, not really anything lining up. Try for guns, but again, I don't know exactly where they are. I just occasionally see a bit of the dust plume as I'm passing over.
3-1, Overlord. Georgian forces will take over now. You are cleared to RTB.
And Overlord 431 copies. You can go ahead and show us RTB at this time.
Roger. What luck with your attack?
And Overlord, be advised we stopped the majority of the vehicles leaving the compound.
Roger. Good job. Report in for debriefing straight after you land. We've had similar incidents in other parts of the country.
Goes to lead.
Go ahead, 2.
Now I am completely lost. Synchronized action at this magnitude against military bases throughout the country? Impossible to do without a strong backing both from the outside and from the inside.
Well, there goes our hopes of having fewer sorties when the polls arrive. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing what the intelligence guys have to say about this.
Oh, we already know about the likely involvement of Russians, Abkhazians, Iranians, and others, but who helps them from the inside?
The worst kind of enemy. The enemy within.
And roll credits. Oh, on the after action report there, we managed to get all but 1 of the enemies. Only 1 enemy vehicle managed to escape that. And that was that tank we just couldn't catch at the end, the one going through the forest. So I actually did better than I initially thought. I got 15 ground kills in total. The vast majority of those were from that initial bomb. The rest were just those couple of vehicles that I managed to get, the tank and the truck. Between my wingman and the rest of Georgian forces, they got 8 ground vehicles and 2 air defense vehicles. And that's for a loss of 5 Georgian ground units that were killed in the attack. One of which was killed by the tank that went away into the city. It took out a truck on its way there. So a pretty successful mission. Probably would have been more successful if we'd been loaded with some more weaponry. But hopefully that will improve as the campaign goes on. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, do consider leaving a like. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.